Okay guys, Swiss Moise Delani Python Dinada Sana. You're welcome to this channel. In this session, we're actually going to learn how we can actually use multiple database in Django and how we can write raw SQL from those different database. So the idea is to have two database, which is testy and WebDB, right? And to make raw SQL query from the two different database. I'm actually using XAMPP, okay? And I can actually go to phpMyAdmin and show you my database. So this is database test. In database test, we'll select information from table feedback, right? So that will be our first database. The second database is WebDB. We'll actually select information uh, from table employee, right? So that's all, and that's what you should expect at the end of this section. How we can deal with multiple database in the Django, and how we can write raw SQL query on Django view. Okay, I think that's okay. So let me take to my project. Actually, this is a simple project. Okay, the project name is Motec, and inside Motec I have one application which is core. I think this is very basic for everyone, and I hope you can get to where I am, right? I am actually using Python visual environment with name VM, and here I can show you the packages installed in this visual environment. Okay, people list, you can see I am actually using Django version 4.0 and the MySQL client 2.1.1. Okay, after that, another thing I need to show you here, you can see it tells me to run migration because so far I'm using SQLite 3 database, which is Django default database. But for the purpose of this section, we are going to move from SQLite database to MySQL database. Okay, so what I'll actually try to do here on this channel, actually at the end of this session, is to export the information from table employee and from table feedback, to export them into SQL so as you can easily create the two database and import these tables. That's perfect. So let's jump in and start making the database configuration. So here I'll put something like this. Perfect. Let us make some changes. As I've told you that we're going to use MySQL, so we needed to actually change the engine. That's name for a database, right? So let us remove this. This should be perfect. Here user, the user is root, default MySQL user, and password. Actually, my PHP my admin has yet password. It has no password, so put empty. So the host is Yeah, okay, this is the section where we put the IP address of your database server. Actually, it's localhost. Another, not post. Excuse me, guys. It's port. The port is 3306. That's perfect. So let us copy this, right? So that's our first database, and this is actually a default database. So whenever we write SQL quell, raw quell, without specifying the database name, it will actually go to select the from a default database. So here we can say AzaDB. Okay, you can say AzaDB, but you can actually say um, up actually prefer AzaDB1. Okay, so you can have AzaDB1, you can actually have AzaDB2, and so on. As I've told you here that we actually going to use WebDB, which is our AzaDB1. Okay, it has run. Oh, that's perfect. And as you can see here in our models, we don't have any model. Okay, we don't have any model, and I actually ran migration, but I don't have any model. What I did is I created table feedback, okay, and I imported the information. That sound cool. So the next thing, before we proceed, I am very sure that you understand this, okay? How you can take the URLs of web application and link it to the main project, uh, URLs. So if you're not familiar with Django, what I did here is I created the URLs py file, then I included this. Okay, then after I went on URLs py file, which contains, or we can say the main URLs file for your Django project, then I included the core URLs file. Okay, and I press them at the root. Okay, that's okay. So here in views, you can see I have a single view. Okay, you can import the two lines. Okay, here you can see I have only one view which returns hello world. As you can see here from our browser, hello world. That's perfect. So what we are actually going to do here, as we have actually done, or we have made Django to use multiple database, okay, which is testy and WebDB. So the next thing is how we can write a query, okay, SQL query, which will actually query from the different which will go to query from different, okay, from different table. Okay, okay, right, okay. What you can do here, So actual after making this connection of two different database, what we actually going to do here, mm, so here in core, create a folder templates, then after create a file indexing. Let me remove everything from here. Okay, this so that's not supposed to be here. Okay, I can remove this. Actually, I think I should remove this. Perfect, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. So what we actually going to do here, let us open views, and here in views let us write a query. Okay, but before writing a query, there is one method from the Django. Okay. There is one method from the Django, documentation, okay, of which you actually need to use if you want to write raw SQL. Okay, let me connect my computer with internet. Okay. Mm, okay, so this is from the Django. So if you want to write raw SQL, which will actually select the data in table plus the column names, you actually need something like this. Copy this. Perfect. Then you paste it somewhere here. Okay, let me disconnect my computer with internet. Okay, so copy this and paste it there. After that, you can now easily, okay, start to write your raw SQL, which will actually be selecting the data from table and the column names. Okay, so here we can say cursor dot connection. Okay, we initialize the connection of a database, then after we can say cursor dot execute. You can say select all from feedback. Here we can say feed is equal to dict fetch all bracket cursor. Okay, now we can actually print feedback. Okay, let me say feed. Okay, and once I refresh here on our browser, you will see something. Let's refresh. Cursor is not defined. Okay, here there is a connection. It says cursor is not defined. I think It might be a which line? Okay, line 18. Let me see here. Supposed to be something like this. So let's refresh. Feedback does not exist. Okay, this is actual. Select all from feedback. Okay, let us refresh here. Perfect. You can see information are selected. Okay, that's perfect. What you can actually do here is actually to select from a different database. So let us copy this. Select all from, you can say web db dot employee. So here we can say emp. That's cool. Let's try out to refresh here. You may see we are able to select it from employee, and then we are able to select it from feedback. Okay, we have actually made a selection from different database in Django. And actual here, as you can see, if you're using MySQL, RawQuel in the Django, you can easily combine the result from different table by joining different table, right? That's a goodie. Okay, you can actually join. Yeah. I know you know how powerful SQL are. So what we can actually do here, let's say context here, you can say feed is equal to feed, then emp. So here you can say return, and here can put a request call index.html. Okay, let us remove this. So after that, save. We actually don't need it to print this information. Okay, so open your index.html file here. Okay, for f in feed. So here we can say end for, here we can put something like this, and we can say dot name. I think there is dot name here. So let us try to refresh. You can see nataliajumbe.com, Johnny Bosco, and here, if you come on table, if you come and see the table test, you can see there's nataliajumbe.com, Johnny Bosco. Okay, so let us display the information fetched from table employee. So we don't need it to complicate, just copy this, copy and paste your mistake. So here we can say emp open employee. I actually needed to select only one column, the result. Okay, so that's perfect, that's perfect. So let us refresh here. You can see these names are from this column. I can't actually pronounce them because I think they are Indian name, I don't know, but they sound weird, Nisagadi, Dixie, or whatever. But that's actually how you can use multiple database in Django. Okay, configure your Django to use multiple database and how you can select from multiple database in one view. You can see this is one view, but it is select or queries information from different database. It's up to you the number of database you have for your project. You can actually query from even 5 or 10 database, okay, in the Django view. And I recommend you using MySQL. I think, guys, thanks so much. This sum up the end of this video. So if it is your first time to watch my channel, do not forget to subscribe. If this video is helpful, do not forget to like and share to others. Let me thank you in actually 8 international languages, because the last time I learned how to say thank you in German. So in German they say danke, okay? So I'll start with my mother language, asante sana. English, thank you. Spanish, muchas gracias. Portuguese, muito obrigado. Aita, these are people from Estonia. Kamsahamnida, these are Korean people from Korea. Danke, these are German. Merci beaucoup, these are French. So I have thanked you for different 80 international language. Thanks. Don't forget to come back and watch more. We usually upload on every Tuesday of the week, so don't miss out. Thank you. See you another time.